You're only having problems in whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, because a principle and value of God has been violated. Your principles don't matter if your principles don't line up with the values of God. If you are not being totally transparent, telling the entire story, and I'm praying and hoping that Wednesday night Bible study showed that clearly, how long we had to talk through it, to find out what decisions were made and why, to find out where it started at. Go ahead and do what you want to do. Wasn't where it started at. That was an individual working to try to please God because something had happened that they are now struggling with to please God. You have to realize when you put people in a position to struggle against their values because they're trying to please God, to please you, no good is going to come from that. That's why we must take ownership of our own decisions and our own actions and not expect people to change because they're trying to be like God, because you refuse to change. You continue to do things the way you've always done. Shutting down is not a principle of God. It's not. We said don't act if you are being controlled by the human nature, which is going to prevent you from responding to the situation as you should. But once you've dealt with that and got that straight with God, you still must deal with that value because there must be a conversation. So we can grow and get to know one another and become who God has created us to be. That's why you can go before God to deal with that, to get counsel, to talk to your human counselor, to give you some insight, because that's part of the process. I talk to too many people that's giving me bits and pieces, and I know they're not giving me the whole story. I know at that point, this whole thing is worthless. The Holy Spirit lets you know when the truth is not being told. Not all of it. But okay, you get to travel with you and God. I just pray you've been called by God to be a pastor, bishop, evangelist, because we're the ones that are designed to travel that way. Just us and God.